This is Mauritania, a country where you are punished by death if you abandon your religious beliefs. This practice is called the law of apostasy, and Mauritania is very strict on this practice. In this video, we shall be shining the light on Mauritania. Officially known as the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, the country is a vast, sparsely populated, and known for its diverse geography and rich cultural heritage. Bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, Western Sahara, Algeria, Mali, and Senegal, Mauritania occupies a strategic location at the crossroads of North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. The country is dominated by the Sahara Desert, which covers much of its northern regions, while the south features a more arid Sahelian landscape. Mauritania's natural resources, including iron ore, gold, copper, and fisheries, have long been integral to its economy. Nouakchott, the capital city of Mauritania, is the country's largest city and economic center. In this video, we shall be taking a deep dive into this fascinating African country, telling you everything you need to know about this country. But first, if you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss any of our videos. 1. Mauritania has a rich and complex history, shaped by its strategic location at the intersection of North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. The region has been inhabited for millennia, with evidence of Neolithic settlements dating back thousands of years. In the medieval era, the area that is now Mauritania was part of various powerful West African empires, including the Ghana Empire, the Mali Empire, and the Songhai Empire. These civilizations were influential in the trans-Saharan trade networks, which facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural influences across the region. Mauritania came under French colonial rule in the late 19th century, with the country formally gaining independence in 1960 after a protracted struggle. In the decades since, Mauritania has faced political and social challenges, including a series of military coups, ethnic tensions, and economic development issues. Today, Mauritania is working to balance its traditional pastoral and nomadic heritage with the demands of modernization and globalization, while also grappling with environmental threats such as desertification and climate change. 2. Mauritania is a vast, largely arid country located in northwest Africa. The Sahara Desert dominates much of the country's northern and central regions, with vast expanses of sand dunes and rocky plateaus. In the south, the landscape transitions to a more Sahelian environment, with sparse vegetation and seasonal rivers. Mauritania's coastline along the Atlantic Ocean stretches over 700 kilometers, featuring diverse marine ecosystems and important fishing grounds. The country's highest point is Kedit Agil, a mountain rising over 1,000 meters in the north. Mauritania's geography presents both challenges and opportunities, shaping its economy, culture, and the daily lives of its people. Mauritania covers a vast territory of 1,030,700 square kilometers, making it the 28th largest country in the world. Despite its large landmass, Mauritania has a relatively small population, with an estimated 4.9 million people as of 2023. This low population density reflects the country's arid and sparsely populated Saharan landscape. 3. Mauritania is a linguistically diverse country, with several languages spoken across its territory. The primary language is Hassaniya Arabic, a distinct dialect of Arabic that incorporates elements of Berber, Sub-Saharan African, and Classical Arabic. In addition to Hassaniya, other languages spoken in Mauritania include French, an official language and the language of administration, education, and diplomacy. Pulaar, spoken by the Fulani ethnic group, primarily in the south and eastern regions of the country. Soninke, used by the Soninke people, especially in the eastern parts of Mauritania. Wolof, spoken by the Wolof ethnic group, particularly in the northwest. This linguistic diversity reflects Mauritania's cultural and ethnic heterogeneity, shaped by its location at the crossroads of Arab, African, and Berber influences. 4. Mauritania has a complex political history, marked by military coups, power struggles, and efforts to transition to democratic governance. Since gaining independence in 1960, the country has oscillated between civilian and military rule, with several successful and attempted coups. The current president is Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, who assumed office in 2019 after winning a democratic election. Ghazouani has sought to consolidate stability and enact economic reforms, though his administration has faced criticism over human rights concerns and restrictions on press freedoms. Mauritania's political landscape continues to evolve as the country navigates its path between authoritarian tendencies and democratic aspirations. The delicate balance of power and the legacy of military involvement in politics remain crucial factors shaping Mauritania's political development. 5. Mauritania's economy is heavily reliant on its natural resources, particularly iron ore, gold, copper, and fisheries. Mining and the extractive industries play a significant role, accounting for a substantial portion of the country's GDP and export earnings. In 2022, Mauritania's nominal GDP was estimated to be around $8.2 billion, with a nominal GDP per capita of approximately $1,650. While these figures place Mauritania among the lower middle-income countries in the region, the economy has faced challenges such as volatile commodity prices, limited economic diversification, and high levels of poverty and inequality. To address these issues, Mauritania has sought to attract foreign investment, develop its agricultural and tourism sectors, and implement economic reforms aimed at promoting more sustainable and inclusive growth. However, the country's reliance on extractive industries and vulnerability to environmental factors, such as drought and desertification, continue to pose significant economic challenges. 6. Mauritania faces significant challenges in terms of its standard of living. Despite its natural resource wealth, a large portion of the population lives in poverty, with an estimated 31% living below the national poverty line as of 2019. Access to basic services, such as healthcare and education, remains limited, particularly in rural areas. Malnutrition and food insecurity are also pressing issues, exacerbated by the country's arid climate and reliance on pastoralism. Unemployment and underemployment are high, and the country's human development indicators, such as life expectancy and literacy rates, are comparatively low within the region. Addressing these socioeconomic disparities and improving the overall standard of living for Mauritanians remains a critical priority for the government and international development partners. 7. Mauritania's infrastructure development has presented significant challenges due to the country's vast and largely arid terrain. The road network, while gradually expanding, remains relatively limited, with only around 12,000 kilometers of paved roads connecting major population centers and economic hubs. The country's railway system primarily serves the mining industry, transporting iron ore from the interior to the coast. This single-track railway, known as the Zouairat-Nouadhibou Rail, is a crucial piece of infrastructure, but its capacity and reach are limited. In terms of air transportation, Mauritania has several international and domestic airports, the largest being Nouakchott Oumtounsy International Airport, which serves as the main gateway for air travel. However, the airport infrastructure remains relatively underdeveloped compared to other regional hubs. Ongoing efforts to improve Mauritania's connectivity, including the construction of new roads, the modernization of the rail network, and the expansion of airport facilities, are aimed at supporting economic development and improving the country's integration with regional and global markets. 8. Mauritania's educational system faces significant challenges in terms of accessibility, quality, and equity. The country has historically struggled with low enrollment rates, particularly at the secondary and tertiary levels, and significant disparities between urban and rural areas. The education system is primarily based on the French colonial model, with Arabic and French serving as the main languages of instruction. However, the integration of Quranic schools and traditional Islamic education also plays an important role, especially in rural communities. In recent years, the government has made efforts to expand access to education, increase enrollment, and improve the quality of teaching and learning. Initiatives have included the construction of new schools, the training of teachers, and the development of curriculum reforms. Despite these efforts, significant challenges remain, such as high dropout rates, gender inequalities, and the need for further investment in infrastructure and resources. Improving the educational outcomes and creating a more inclusive and equitable system remains a key priority for Mauritania's social and economic development. 9. Mauritania has a primarily public healthcare system, with a network of hospitals, clinics, and health centers, but the quality and availability of care vary greatly across different regions. Access to healthcare is particularly limited in rural areas, where healthcare facilities and trained medical personnel are scarce. This has led to disparities in health outcomes, with higher rates of infant and maternal mortality, infectious diseases, and malnutrition in these underserved communities. The government has made efforts to improve the healthcare system, including the construction of new facilities, the training of medical personnel, and the implementation of universal health coverage initiatives. However, the system continues to be hampered by chronic underfunding, infrastructure deficiencies, and a shortage of specialized medical services and equipment. Addressing these challenges and ensuring equitable access to quality healthcare remains a pressing concern for Mauritania's public health and development priorities. 10. The cost of living in Mauritania can vary significantly between urban and rural areas, as well as socio-economic groups. In general, the cost of living in major cities like Nouakchott and Nouadhibou is higher compared to more remote regions. Housing, food, and transportation are the main contributors to the cost of living. Rental prices in urban centers can be relatively high, while basic foodstuffs and public transportation tend to be more affordable. The cost of imported goods and services, however, can be quite expensive due to Mauritania's reliance on imports and limited infrastructure. Overall, the cost of living in Mauritania is considered moderate to high, particularly for those with limited financial resources. Addressing the disparities in living costs is an ongoing challenge for the government and policymakers. 11. Mauritania has a rich and diverse cultural heritage, shaped by its unique geographic location at the crossroads of Arab, African, and Berber influences. The predominant religion is Islam, which plays a central role in the country's cultural traditions and daily life. Nomadic pastoralism and the Saharan desert environment have also significantly influenced Mauritanian culture. Traditional music, art, and handicrafts, such as the intricate woven textiles and leatherwork, reflect the country's deep connection to its natural surroundings. Mauritania's cultural diversity is evident in its ethnic groups, including the Moors, Fulani, Wolof, and Soninke, each with their own languages, customs, and social structures. The country's cultural dynamism continues to evolve, adapting to modern influences while preserving its rich heritage. 12. Mauritanian cuisine is heavily influenced by the country's nomadic and desert-dwelling heritage. Staple foods include couscous, rice, and various meat dishes, often prepared with local spices and seasonings. Seafood is also a prominent part of the diet, particularly in coastal regions. Traditional dishes like thibaudien, fish and rice, and maf, peanut stew, are widely enjoyed. Dairy products, such as camel and goat milk, are also integral to Mauritanian culinary traditions. 13. The Richat Structure, located in the Sahara Desert of Mauritania, is a truly mesmerizing geological formation, often referred to as the Eye of the Sahara. This circular, multi-ringed structure, visible from space, has long captivated the imagination of scientists and space enthusiasts alike. Measuring approximately 40 kilometers in diameter, the Richat structure is believed to have formed through a complex process of uplift, erosion, and structural deformation over millions of years. Its concentric rings of sedimentary rock layers, ranging in color from white to dark brown, give it a striking, almost artificial appearance. The exact origin and nature of the Richat structure remain a subject of ongoing research and debate, with various theories proposing its formation through volcanic, meteorite impact, or even tectonic processes. Nonetheless, this captivating natural wonder continues to intrigue and inspire those who gaze upon it from above. 14. Mauritania still practices female genital mutilation. Despite legal prohibitions, the practice of female genital mutilation, FGM, remains deeply entrenched in Mauritanian society, with an estimated 90% of women and girls having undergone the procedure. This harmful cultural practice, which involves the partial or total removal of the external female genitalia, is rooted in long-standing traditions and beliefs, often justified on religious or social grounds. Efforts to eradicate FGM in Mauritania have faced significant challenges, as the practice is deeply ingrained in the social fabric and perpetuated through social norms and family pressures. While the government has taken steps to criminalize FGM and raise awareness, the deeply entrenched nature of the practice has made it difficult to achieve widespread change. Addressing this human rights issue requires a comprehensive, community-based approach that tackles the underlying social, cultural, and economic factors driving the continuation of FGM in Mauritania. 15. Women's dress code. While not an outright law, there is strong social pressure on women to wear the traditional Islamic dress, the hijab, and long, loose-fitting garments in public.